Hey guys, Jack Griffin here and welcome to a new video. Now the reason I am recording this is specifically because this is my birthday gift or birthday video for my good friend Lucas Green. Now I am slightly late because it was his birthday on the 24th and today, as I'm recording this, is the 27th. But I have been busy and I have had stuff to do. And I've tried to squeeze this in as early as I can. Thankfully, I had some time off today, so I've decided to record it. Which, by the way, even though I've already said it to him, happy birthday, Lucas, and thank you to everyone who did send him happy birthday. He deserves it. He's a really great guy. And yeah, so this is my birthday gift to him since he did my birthday video back in March with the Arkham villains, which was great, by the way, Lucas. And so I'm doing this for him. Now, originally, I didn't really know what to do for him because he suggested one idea. He suggested a few. But there was one idea that I thought, which Adam ended up taking on. And he did that for one of his videos for Lucas. Because I got two, so Lucas gets two. Which was the top 10 darkest moments in Beast Quest. Now, obviously, I couldn't do that because Adam did it. But then that gave me an idea. We're in the month of October. It's nearly Halloween in a few days, actually. So I thought, hey, Beast Quest has had a lot of spooky moments, and several series are, in fact, several series are meant to have spooky vibes. And I have read a few during this month. It's actually made the experience a bit better. And since we are in the spooky month of October, I thought, hey, why not talk about the best Beast Quest series to read during Halloween? And that's what I'm going to be doing today. I originally thought I'd make a top 10 of this, but then I realised there's really the only ones I'd consider talking about, there was only 5, which I'm like, I could have done top 5, but then it's like, oh, so I'm basically implying there's more. Well, there isn't. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about the best Beast Quest series, in my opinion, to read during Halloween or during October. But just before we get into this, don't forget to go subscribe to Lucas. Like I said, great guy, and he is the one who started all the Beast Quest reviews. And it was Adam, and then like me and many others came after. So honestly, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So thank you, Lucas, for all you've done. And hopefully, which I believe he's not at 7K yet. If we can get him to 7K, that'd be really, I'm sure he'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, so this is my birthday video for you, Lucas. Happy birthday once again, or happy late birthday, but still, happy birthday nonetheless. And today, I've already said that, never mind. So yeah, now before we get into talking about the series, I just want to honourable mentions, I guess, to go to some specials, because even though they're not series, they're also books that would be nice to read during Halloween. And I thought, okay. So this first one, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Beast per se, I do I think the story itself does give those Halloween vibes, especially it has kind of an unsettling story and the vibes do get quite dark. That being Rivera, Ruler of the Underworld. This special, obviously, all about Rivera and her hellhounds and how if they bite you or scratch you, I think it's bite. I think it's both. Maybe it's both. If you get bit or scratched, you start turning into a hellhound, which happened to Taladon, in fact. I think Rivera's design is very creepy as well. with the hooks through the hands. It really adds to that Halloween spooky vibes, and I think the whole story itself gives off those unsettling vibes. There's a lot of vibes going on, but yeah, I think from them crossing the river, the massive lake of lava, to Taladon turning into a hellhound, which the image, because it uses it does use that ugly art style. But I will admit, that image of Taladon turning into a hellhound, that's like one of the only times where that ugly art style works really well. Apart from that, most of the other times it was crap. I do not like it when they use it. Why do they use it for some of the books? Like some really good books had that ugly art style. Like my personal favorite, well, one of my personal favorite specials, Grashcore. It wasn't even the ugly art style. It had a uglier art style. It was shocking. It looked like sometimes it looked like the illustrations were like half finished. Like sometimes like they didn't even connect, like the drawings. But yeah, Rivera, honorable mention, great special. Yeah, well, not great special, decent special. The story makes up for it. The Beast, but I doing overall, it's a good time. It's a good thing. It's a good book to read during Halloween. Victor, next up, Victor. I normally say Victor. Victor the Deadly Archer. Now this beast this is actually a very unsettling beast, and I love the fact it takes place at night in the forest. Love it. Victor, I also think is a very disturbing beast. That's one of my favorite specials, and I love the fact Victor is hunting something. He has a skeleton horse. So, skeletons. I believe Victor himself is a type of skeleton, or is he's just an ancient archer? I think anyway. Yeah, a hunt, and it's actually quite a bit kind of disturbing. It goes dark in quite a few places in the book, but I just love the atmospheric scenes in the forest with Laius the stag, the two-headed stag, and just Victor himself is such a disturbing beast. I love it. I love reading Victor. Oh, blooming who knows? Victor the Deadly Archer, or Victor. I don't know why. Is it just me, or does Victor sound like more imposing? Whoever. But yeah, Victor is another special that definitely I'd recommend reading during Halloween. An already great special. I'm making for time because we're already 8 minutes. Another one which is actually Lucas's favorite Beast Quest book as a whole, Chikara. Now, even though the book itself I wouldn't say is Halloweeny, I think it's actually the beast herself, Chikara. Well, being the fact that she's mixed with Jalka, a ghost type beast, so that works, and she is half ghost, so it's more the beast herself that fits the Halloween vibe than it does the story. But it's a great special either way. So, well, there you go. And to finish it off, I want to mention. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I want to mention Ospera. Now, I've not reviewed Ospera yet. I will get to that down the line. The specials are coming back. But Ospera, it's a very unique mystery type story, and I think Ospera herself is a very tragic beast. And there's also some quite disturbing images, so I guess that's as Halloweeny as we'll get. But yeah, I think Ospera overall as a Halloween special. So yeah, those are just the honourable specials I want to mention as being part of Halloween. But now, let's not waste any time and let's talk about in my opinion, the series is to read. The Beast Quest series is to read during Halloween. We're gonna start. We're just gonna start in any random order. So the first series that I think should be read during Halloween is series 3. Now, series 3 um is a series compared to the first two series. It's a series where you start to see darker elements. You kind of got the first two series were more neutral adventure with threat and there is one creepy moment in Arachnid when he's been in the house, but that's about it. This series is the first one to have those vibes. And a lot of the beasts themselves are, I'd say the beasts here, minus, actually no, I would say minus Score, but even then, all the beasts are scary, man. Like, I can say, oh, the beasts of Avantia, they're scary. But if I was to say, like, in terms of what would scare me if it was evil, then I'm not going to be scared. Series 2, the only beast I'd be scared of really is Sultra and Arachnid in a way. But even then, this series though, no thank you. Even if I saw these beasts, I'm not engaging in any of them. Except for Score. But even then, Score is a Pegasus you do not want to mess with. I mean, you have Torgor, first of all. That prologue shows why Torgor is scary, pursuing you through, when he's pursuing the two men through the foggy forest. Always, it's a really good piece of writing. It's a really, like, scary prologue, honestly. Naga, you don't want to mess with. Cayman, oh, God no. Tusk, are you kidding me? And then Sting. Sting would be chaotic. I'll be honest, and that's why I love about series 3. A lot of the prologues in this series, compared to the first ones, the prologues are actually quite scary. I think, like, all of them have a situation where, like, the beast comes and it is, you get so scared. As Torgor is an example, but I mean, I'll be honest, I've forgotten what happens in Cayman's one. Don't know if she appears or not, who knows. But the other one that springs into mind is Sting's, when the woman has that dream of Sting and she wakes up like sweating. I don't know why, but the way they describe it just makes it so unsettling. Also, it's Gorgonia, it's Malville's world. And yeah, this is when we get a lot of dark moments, like Sting's transformation. Obviously, is the dark highlight, but also through various actions and stuff that happen in the book. But yeah, I think definitely and little details like, oh, the map of Gorgonia being like made of like animal skins and hide and stuff. Just, yeah, little like unsettling moments like that. Series 3 is the first one to take the unsettling darker moves that the series, well, back in its prime, would go on to continue to use. But yeah, series 3 is definitely a good series to read during Halloween. And if you want to end it off on an even creepier thing and have it end with Sting, you've got the perfect series. Next up, the next series I want to talk about is actually the next series to happen after series 3, series 4. This series is, I would say, even scarier than series 3. This one, I think, is I said, if you've watched the underrated and overrated Beast Quest series live stream I did with Adam and Lucas last Friday. Damn, it's only been like wait, was it last Friday? No, it was not. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. The Friday before, it was like last week, like the week before. Which, by the way, yeah, go check that out. That was a very funny stream to be a part of. It was very funny to film. It was really good. If you saw that, I mentioned how this series I read and it was a perfect series to read during Halloween, and I stand by that. Even though people have their opinions on series 4, I think it is one of the most underrated Beast Quest series. Personally, I really like it. It has its problems, yeah, but and it's like series 3. All the prologues, honestly, all of the prologues, apart from like Blaze, they all had creepy factors to them, especially Equinus, Luna, and Stealth. Oh my goodness, they were something else. Considering that these are ghost beasts, well, you know, fits the vibe of Halloween. Ghosts, you have dark moments. Cool. You have creepy illustrations looking at you, Equinus. And I think overall, it's a perfect creepy adventure. And especially with the fact that there are so many moments in this series that really creep you out. I've said the prologue. I think it's just, well, Equinus as a whole. Oh, what was it? Luna's prologue was great, but I think just having a wolf that can like invisible, that can like hide, well, technically turn it invisible and like hide herself, but only her eyes. Whenever like someone, if ever like there's a thing where the eyes are like closed and then they just open again, that always seems to creep me out a lot in like films or stuff. Whenever they do that in an intro, they did that in the Live and Let Die opening credits, not the opening credits, like during the title song when the credits happened in the James Bond film Live and Let Die. For those who don't know, they did it with one of the women with her eyes open and it zoomed in. That creeped me out a lot as a kid. So yeah, whenever they did that, and they did it in Luna, and I was like, ugh, that was horrible. But I also think that Rashuk has a lot of unsettling moments, even though I believe he's blind. Is he blind? I'm not sure. I've forgotten. But he can smell you, obviously. It's a thing of, but he's so big and there's so little room to move about. You've got to be so careful, and he can sniff you out. That's the scary thing. He can sniff you out. Rashuk does not get enough credit for being an intimidating beast. I will say, though, and you have Blaze, Blaze is not that scary. You've had, like, all these beasts that have, like, kind of been a bit, you know, unsettling. And then Blaze is he's just a big action book. Nothing really too scary. And then you move on to Stealth, and Stealth is the stuff of nightmares throughout the whole book. Even it's not just the prologue. I know that prologue was great, set the tone for Stealth perfectly. When one of Stealth's tails picks up the rat and eats it, and the way the book describes the moonlight, like being reflected in the moon as he holds the rat up and swallows it. It's from the perspective of Owen. I've always remembered the kid's name in this for some reason, Owen. When he's hiding, it's like on a house or something, but he sees it. It's so scary. And especially when he turns them to evil, the people of I've forgotten what it's called, but there were the people that were in Epos. He turns them evil, and Tom and Ellen have to escape. You just know, trouble's coming. But yeah, with the theme of ghosts and all that, and you get a happy ending with Taladon being restored to life. Series 4 is, in my opinion, a perfect series to read during Halloween. The next series I want to talk about, the third one, is Series 12, appropriately called The Darkest Hour. Now, I know that back in the day, this used to be praised as one of the best Beast Quest series. And over time, it has gone down. And even though, like, it's not the best series, this is a good series to read during Halloween. I still agree. I can still say it has its moments. I mean, the beast designs for stars, I will say these beasts had some very good designs going for them. Really, some of them are really like jarring and unsettling. Because the first two, Solak and Kajin, not having any like actual eyes and them being just pure color, like I believe they're pure white sockets, just no like eyelid or anything at all. And Solak just being so spiky and like like jabbing out, like it was so jarring. And Kajin like that. Isrella, obviously, you know, with her design, good. Vigrash was just a big griffin, but I like Vigrash, so there's that. And then you had Merca, which you were like, how can you make a horse beast intimidating? How can you make it good? There's your answer, Merca. And then you have Kamar, who I used to call Karma, but it makes sense. Kamar. Oh my god, we do not talk about Kamar. One of the most unsettling beasts of Beast Quest ever. And there's so many times in this series where disturbing things happen. I mean, you have Solak being a shark. You have Isrilla, I believe, takes control of Rock from the inside. I forgot. Because sadly, Isrilla is not the most memorable beast. Kajin trying to capture Mictus's young. Now, I've always had mixed opinions about Kajin. When I first read it, I did not like it. Over time, I have learned to like get a bit more. So there's that. Vigrash onwards is when it started to get like really dark. Talking about Taladon and how he put all those beasts away. And I love the fact what each beast like has to say. And Vigrash, like Vigrash, by the way she threatens Tom in that book, you're like, oh my god, things have been dialed up to 11. Merca was also cool, but I think when it comes to being like a dark and unsettling beast, it is Kamar. From design to the way he speaks, because it said in the book he's very raspy, to the way he moves, to his backstory, everything about him is just spells disturbing. And I do not blame them whatsoever. Even now, do I think this series is the darkest series? It's close. It definitely comes close to being the darkest Beast Quest series. But in my honest opinion, if I had to say my opinion, the darkest Beast Quest series, I might have to go with the next pick, which I want to talk about, which is definitely why I think it's here. But Series 12 is a great series to read during Halloween. To end it off with Kamar, it's like with Sting. You're going to be like, okay, that was a good series. That was a good series. The next up, which is sadly, since there's only 5 series that I picked out, this is the second to last series I want to talk about. And in my opinion, this is the darkest series of Beast Quest. If you disagree, feel free to comment, because to be honest, even I'm not 100% certain. But I will say I do believe for now that this is the darkest series, because I've had a look at all the others and I'm like, yeah, this one stands out. And that being the follower on from series 12. Series 13, The Warrior's Road. Now, this series, which is, by the way, one of the greatest Beast Quest series of all time, and you cannot even say that. Series 13. I will say this. Since all the other series that have come, I am yet to find a series as good, as emotionally packed, great beast designs, great story, and great fights as Series 13. Honestly, had they ended it as Series 13, which, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I think this might... a lot of people think this should have been the final series of Beast Quest. Am I happy that Beast Quest has kept going? Yes, because we've also got some other series that I think highly of. But there's something about Series 13 that just... love it. But anyway, Series 13, I think, and one of the biggest reasons why it stands out, I think this series is the darkest Beast Quest series. It has a great story in Tom going on the Warrior's Road to keep his title of Master of the Beasts. Oh, sorry, my battery. The beasts themselves. Oh my god. So you have this this new series, you know, we gotta make it dark. How do we make it dark? Going off of the first book? Oh, we'll get our first beast to kidnap children. To kidnap the kids of Erenol. How creeped out can you get? He's taking the children. You also have that personal thing of it being Tom's village. I'll be honest, I feel like in the future they should do one where we have a personal attack on Eleanor's village, because I'll be honest, apart from a side note, apart from the fact Uncle Leo, we don't, and some other stuff she tells us, we don't really know much about Eleanor, so I'd love for us to actually see her village and stuff like that. Anyway, so to start off a series with that, with Skewry kidnapping the children, and the way it describes just them being hung up in his, oh, I forgot what it's called, sap, goo, these thingies. Blooming heck. Targro. I mean, Targro is probably like, Targro is the weakest in terms of being dark, but still, cool beast. And then you move on to the big dogs. Slivka, the cold-hearted curse. This beast has one of the coolest designs of any beast, in my personal opinion. You also get the first appearance of oh no, that's actually in Linka, never mind, I forgot. I thought it starts in Slivka, or does it? No, I believe it starts in Linka. Yeah, I believe it does, because I believe it goes on for 3 books. Actually, no, does it start at Slivka? I think it starts at the end of Slivka, actually, I'm not sure. But either way, this one and Linka, you get the introduction of the stranger, of who we later find out, Future Tom. And it's like, what? What is going on? Linker, oh my goodness, such a unique bird beast. And then you get Vermont, a naked mole rat, and that book just gives you such creeped, unsettling vibes in it. And then you get the big dog, the big one, Cobra. And this beast is just... From the reveal, spoilers by the way, that the future Tom is actually Cobra. Shock. To then him showing faces of the past, Mark, Malvel, Tom overcoming it, and then ending with Tom being corrupted by the Cobra's ring, and him treating Aduro horribly, and then, you know, having Tom corrupted in that little bit, even if it was like like 2 chapters, still it was cool. It was a unique way to end it, and Tom realizing that the darkness of Cobra got to him, but it makes you realize that, you know, Tom's always going to have his friends and all that. And there are still just several such unsettling moments, from being trapped in the castle in Vermont, to the kids being kidnapped in Skurek. Slivka has one as well. I believe it's I don't know, I can't really remember, but I believe there was a bunch of corpses lying around. There you go. And then Linker's actually alright when it comes to dominance, but still, Skurek, Slivka, Vermont, Cobra, and that alone, just, it gives you such a good series. And the quest, the vibes, the stuff we get to learn about Jezrin, this series is a perfect series to read during Halloween, because it has those dark moments. It has a great story, and it has some of the most unsettling moments in Beast Quest, and that is why Series 13 is always ranked so high, of many factors. But this is why Series 13 definitely deserves to be called one of the darkest series of Beast Quest. I think it may be the darkest series of Beast Quest, but I will have to go back and relook and maybe get a new opinion. And finally, the final series I want to talk about in this video of what I think should be read at Halloween. It's a very, you know, ironic one, you know, it's like, oh, who couldn't see this coming? It's the only new generation one I will talk about. It's Series 20, The Isle of Ghosts. And what else do I need to say? The Isle of Ghosts. There are ghosts in this series. Ghosts are Halloween. Okay, there is more. This series is it's a good series. I'm glad it's getting more love. I remember back in the day I liked it. Me, Adam and Lucas both agree that, you know, we show it love. I'm glad, because I remember back in the day, Adam and Lucas, they were like, with it. No, it's not the worst, but it's not the best, but it seems definitely they've grown to like it more, which I'm glad. Now, is it the best series? No. But I think, especially with Malvo being the main villain, you know, Malvo returns. Okay, cool. I love his whole plan. The beasts themselves, they are a mixed bag, but I think overall, especially Rykar and Skalix, they definitely make the series. Zulok is somewhat unique, and Okira has a good story, and I think overall it's actually, and it ends, it's actually a heartbreaking story. It does have some disturbing moments, like Malvo trying to secretly get Beric's life force out of him. This to be honest, I put this here because out of all the options, this is probably the least darkest option. But it's the Isle of Ghosts. Ghosts are at Halloween, and it's a good series, so I would recommend reading the series. And, oh sorry, by the way, that my chair is very creaky. Oh god. But, with that being said, that was the Beast Quest series that I personally think are the best to read during Halloween. If you have any other picks that you'd like to say, please comment down below. Lucas, I hope you had a good birthday. Sorry, like I said, that this video is a few days late, but here it is. And for those wondering, I am coming back to the channel. I've got some videos. I'm gonna upload them. Oh god, I need to think actually. I'm uploading one tomorrow, and I might be uploading one on Wednesday. I will have to check. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for not uploading, but stuff has happened. But I'm back now, and hopefully I will try to keep a regular upload schedule. And yes, by the way, when I said something is coming to the channel, I do mean it. I just need to finish reading something for starters. But until then, that's all for this time. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Press that notification bell down below. Oh god, I don't know what to say. And I guess the last thing I'm gonna say is, Lucas, when you see this, I hope you enjoy. And until then, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.